everyone. We want to welcome you today to the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. I am your host, Latasha J. Humphrey. In a moment, we're going to jump into this amazing podcast. But before we get started, we want to let our audience know that this podcast is being brought to you by the Flora Pearl Foundation, where our vision is bridging the gap, building a legacy. Our mission is that we are a 501c3, community-focused nonprofit mentoring organization, building healthy relationships and partnerships between women and girls through education, community service, networking, unification, and career planning. Our inspiration is Flora Pearl Humphrey. She was my paternal grandmother, and although she passed away in 2001 of a massive heart attack, what she taught me and my family was about faith, family, and community. And that is where I draw my inspiration from. Now, audience, I have the pleasure to introduce to you someone who has a plethora of talents. Her story is one of triumph in the midst of adversity. I first met her at a Biz Live event with I Am Woman Business Network. We were able to share our visions with one another and realize that we have so much in common. I admire her desire to make a difference in the lives of others, especially our young people. Her willingness to do what needs to be done is to be respected. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Monchel Hollins. Hi, Monchel. How are you doing?
I am doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. I'm so excited that I'm on this podcast tonight. And that was such a beautiful introduction. I'm so thankful. And yes, I've truly triumphed through several different things, obstacles and barriers. However, I'm so thankful that I can use those moments as teachable moments. And just tell you a little bit about myself really quickly. I'm the owner of Hollins Educational Services and Skedaddle Cleaning Services also. And I'm a mother of 3, married, and I'm an educator. I love it. I just love it.
Yeah.
And that's my, I just love it. I just really love being an educator. So, that's all I have right now, and thanks again for having me.
Absolutely. And it definitely, it is such an honor to have you with us today. And I thank you so much for that intro. And so we can jump right into the podcast. And like you were saying, you definitely have triumph. And I wanted to start with the topic as it relates to education. And on your website, there's I took a kind of a part of it, and I wanted to share with our audience. But you basically talked about how education saved your life. And so the quote on from the website is, Monchel Hollins was born and raised in a poverty-stricken single-parent household with 2 older siblings in a rural town called Eufaula, Alabama. Monchel realized early on that education would be her ticket out of poverty. As a latchkey kid, she rarely received homework assistance or parental support with her educational goals. However, her drive and determination did not allow those obstacles to stop her. And so with that, I wanted you to kind of give more information on that and kind of just share more of your journey about how education saved your life, Monchel.
Awesome. All right. Education was definitely the passport out of poverty for myself. I grew up, as it said, in a single-parent household. I watched my mother work 3 jobs consecutively. She worked, as far as I can remember, that woman's worked 3 jobs. I saw her get off from one job. She would come in, change her clothes, tell us what, chores, whatever we needed to do, and she would go to the next job. Friday, she would come home from her second job. She'll get dressed, and she'll go stay with a Caucasian family. She'll go Friday, and she'll stay with them until Monday morning. She'll get off at 6 a.m. She'll put her clothes on and go to a school called Eufaula Head Start. and she worked there in the kitchen. And then after that, she'll clean up the building and the bank. There was a local bank that she would clean up. And so we would come home, and as I said, we'd be a latchkey kid. My brother was the oldest. My sister was the middle, and I was the baby. So getting help with homework or projects or, you got a test coming up and you need somebody to remind you to do your homework or remind you to study, or I did not have any of that. And I promise you I'm not exaggerating, but I know from 3rd grade up until 12th grade, I did my homework alone, tried to, of course. And then, to add on, we got, generational teenage pregnancy. I became pregnant with my daughter at 15. My sister pregnant with her first child at 16. And my mother, of course, had her first child at 16. And so you got all this. You got poverty. You got latchkey kid. You got, add on a whole nother responsibility of taking care of a child and getting through school. It was definitely hard. I promise you, there were so many decisions that I had to make. Lots of choices, adult choices that I had to make. However, I knew I couldn't do the military. I just knew I couldn't. I did not have the resources to start a business. So I knew education was the only way out. I mean, I had to go to school. I had to, do fairly well. And I knew once I got the revenue that I made from the job, I would take that to start my business, which is about 2 years ago. I started my first company. I've always had the entrepreneur spirit. But I did not have the tools or the help or the mentoring to do it. In a rural town, nobody comes down there to help you. And cell phones wasn't as popular as it is now to do YouTube or all these other things. So you kind of landlocked, So, Lord, as I think about it, I tear up every time I think about it. So that's it. That's how education definitely saved my life. I knew I couldn't do anything else. So I started, really doing well in school and went through high school on time, graduated from George C. Wallace with my associate, transferred to Miles College, got my bachelor's with Troy University for my master's, and I did so much, so fast. I was 27 when I finished all that. 27 years old, and married, because I got married at 18.
Yeah.
So.
Now, answer this for me. When you think about, like you said, generational, and we know, even as it relates to generations, it could be, generational poverty, or it could be generational wealth, or, just kind of, it could go either way, as it relates to that. And so I wanted to know just kind of what was that aha moment for you where you were saying to yourself and kind of the determination, because it takes you being determination, but it really takes a grit where you're saying, because there's some people, Monchel, who didn't, they haven't changed that. Something hasn't hit them enough where they were just like, this cannot be like this. So I wanted to know from you kind of what is what was that aha moment for you where you said, my generations to come will not experience what I did.
Got it. I remember, as I said, I was a teen mom. I went to my mother's job. You follow HES Start. I needed some money for daycare. At that time, my daughter's daycare was $12.50 a week, because I was on a program called Family Guidance. And they would pay some of your daycare, and you would have to, pay the difference that you could afford. And so I had got behind. Literally $12.50. I couldn't come up with that. And I used to braid hair a lot too. Okay. But anyway, I went to my mom's job. I asked her for some money. She gave me the money. She said, "Okay, Monchel, you're gonna have to pay me that back because I got to pay the water bill." And I said, "Okay, well, Mom, I don't know how." She said, "Well, I tell you what, you can come work with me on Saturday," and that was cleaning this same Caucasian family that she would stay with on the weekend, she would clean for them also. So she said, well, if you come out there with me and go to work, I would, give you, that would be the money back. And I said, okay, great. So I go out there, mind you, I'm in high school. I go out there, I'm cleaning up this house, and the boy comes home, okay? They come home. I wasn't sure they were going to come home. They were never there when we would clean before. But they came home. Well, I get a look at the boy, and the boy is in my math class, okay? Mm-hmm. So he's coming in. He throws his baseball stuff down, and he goes on, on the other side of the house. So I'm trying to hide from him because I don't want him to see me cleaning up his house,
Right.
If I come back to school, this guy may tell everybody I'm his slave.
Yeah.
And that's chapter 2 in my book. I wrote a book about this, and it's chapter 2, and I asked my mom, I said, Mom, are we slaves? Because at this moment, I'm like, this boy is in my math class. I'm cleaning up his house for $50. And I'm like, I can't do this. I remember riding home with my mom, and I couldn't look at my mom. I was disgusted. I resented my mom. I was mad because she didn't have the job like all the other kids. I was mad because my father left us. I'm like, why would you even choose him? All these other guys out here, you choose this guy, and he don't help us. We're struggling. We're broke. We're borrowing money from everybody for our school stuff. And I literally didn't have any respect for my mom, not realizing that this woman is doing amazing now that I'm grown. But that was that moment. That was the moment where I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't know what I want to be in life at this moment, but I know I don't want to be this. And so I went back to school with a drive out of this world. I'm talking about, it was like, get out my way. Don't nobody talk to me. Don't nobody say nothing to me. I'm getting out of this. This is it. I'm nobody's slave. If I clean another house, it's going to be through a business. It will not be like a slave. And so that was that moment where it's like the fire in me lit, and I was like, oh no, this is it. I will not, have to tell my daughter to come clean up the house with me unless it's my company, but I'm not going to go anybody's house like that. So that was that moment that was like, I know I can't go to the military because I'm headed there, and I can't take nobody screaming at me. And I know I didn't have any money. So I was like, forget this. School is it, and I'm about to do this. I'm about to be excellent in this, and I'm going to do it. And that was that moment.
Wow. No, that's really good. And I wanted to kind of follow up with that, even with your mom. Like you said, now you kind of look back on it and see how, she did what she knew to do. When was that time when you made peace with your mom about that?
I want to say it was when this book came out.
Okay.
She got really serious with me about that chapter because she said, Monchel, I don't like the way I don't like the word slave. I was working, I was doing what I had to do, and I said, well, Mom, I'm sorry, but this is my perspective. At any moment you can write your book and it may sound totally different from what you experienced, but I'm telling you what I've felt. That was the moment that I'm sorry, and we talked, and she told me, she said, well, Monchel, when you got children, you're going to do whatever you need to do. And instead of selling myself, instead of doing all this other stuff that other people were doing, I figured if I didn't have an education, I could work.
Wow.
And I was going to do whatever it took to take care of y'all. And whatever you thought, I'm sorry you felt that way, but I did what I knew to do that was honest. And, mad respect for my mother at that point. So it is truly a sore spot for us at this moment. But I got so much respect for her now that I got 3 kids and I'm working, and I'm like, look, if I lose this job or if my business go down, I'm going to clean the house too.
Yeah, hey.
My children, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Right.
So, yeah, we definitely made amends because I'm looking at my own situation, and I'm like, at any moment is this college tell me, goodbye, Monchel, we don't have anything for you to do. Oh, I'm going to clean houses. I'm going to do whatever it takes, as long as it's honest.
Yeah.
And integrity and my morals and values don't have to be, questioned.
Compromise,
I'll clean the toilet, anything I need to do.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's really good though. I mean, I just, I love the fact that even like you and your mom, even though you can agree to disagree and you say, well, hey, this is my perspective. And the fact that she, definitely respected that and just you all were able to really have that conversation. I just think that is pretty awesome,
Right.
that you can agree to disagree and respect one another. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. That's awesome.
Oh,
Well, yeah, and so I wanted to segue into talking about your company, just like you were saying, with it, and so HES for Success, and I wanted you to kind of walk our audience through how HES for Success would be the right company for students, and you can get into just what all your company entails. But what does that journey look like for clients? If they walk in and say, hey, Monchel, what do you all do? And I want to become a client.
awesome. Well, as you've seen on the website, it's truly a passion of mine because I know what education can do. I've seen both sides of the spectrum. I've seen what life would be like without education. I saw it through my mom, saw it through, generations, some aunts and uncles. And then I see now what my life is like, the fact that I can critically think, the fact that I'm not being taken advantage of because I can read what you're saying. I can read that contract. I can tell you what that contract says, and I can tell you what I won't be doing. So education to me is not just something that came up like, oh, I think I want to go in education.
Yeah.
It is truly my passion. So with my company, I do not promise anything I can't do. And I tell everybody that works for me, we don't sell education. What we do is we help parents and students navigate the college system. Because what I didn't tell you is that even though education saved my life, and it is amazing, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, I'm in student loan debt up to my head. Because one, I didn't have the family support, and I didn't have anybody to guide me through, saying, no, Monchel, don't sign that. No, Monchel, this is the better way. This is what they're doing over here. This is what you really need to be doing. So I didn't have anybody to first navigate my mom so that my mom could navigate me. So I know, working on the college system, I know exactly what pitfalls that's there. I know I work in the system. So I want to help parents and students navigate this college system where they're not getting in debt and that they can truly have a great experience getting their education. So step one would definitely be assessment to see if you are on college track. There's two tracks now that the system have, and that's career track and that's college track. I can tell based on your transcript. I can tell based on your ACT scores. I can tell on what you're telling your counselors at school. And if that child is on that career track level, which means they have no plans to even go to college, parents sometimes don't even know that. They just know, oh, my child is taking great classes and they're making straight A's. Well, they may be making straight A's, but they're on track to go to career.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I'm helping them see what to look for so that when that child has been on a career track and you want them to be a doctor and then they get to college and they're flunking out and they're wasting your money. It's because you didn't know what to look at in that high school transcript. Because it matters. I can look at a class and say, okay, I know what track he's on. I know what track she's on. So that's what we do. We take the students in that are truly on their way to college. We give them an assessment and we help them through the ACT. The ACT is the number one way to tell if a student's going to get full ride scholarships so that they don't have to get those student loans. And so that's what my company do. We help boost those ACT scores. We help the parents, and we help the students navigate the college system. So that's what you're going to get. You're somebody that's passionate, not just a company that sells education, but truly want to see the best for that parent and that child.
Right, right. And just like you were saying, with that, and kind of we can move into that because the ACT boost and services, and I know you actually have an event coming up as it relates to that, and you have continuous ones that are consistent. But the fact of the matter is, just like you said, college isn't for everyone, and there may be some students who they may not want to attend, college, period. And they may want to do a trade, and that may be the path that serves them well. And so I wanted you to even share some pearls of wisdom, as it relates to that particular path. Like you were talking about, talk to a parent who, say that child have the 2.5 and, they, like you said, they didn't necessarily save for college, or, they're not on that particular track. Talk with them about what are some next steps.
Some pearls of wisdom that I would give a parent is, one, have conversations with your child, okay?
Yes.
Don't have these, I've seen so many parents, I've worked with so many parents that have their children's lives already mapped out for them. And that is the number one pitfall that most students and parents do. When I'm talking to parents, I make them understand, yes, I'm talking to you, but I want to hear what this child wants to do. Because if we start doing a plan that you want, he's not or she isn't going to be successful because they're doing something they don't want to do. And we all know, if we got to get up and do something we don't want to do, we don't do it well. I mean, we do what we got to do, but we're miserable. We're not doing it well. We're just coming to class because my mom and dad said this is what I want to do.
Right.
So that's the number one thing I would say. Parents, please talk to your children. Hear them. Don't hear what you want to hear, but truly hear them, because college is not everybody's fate. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. Secondly, once they tell you what they want to do, put them in the room with the best people that do that. There are so many wealthy people, rich people that give back, have foundations, have camps, have clubs. They have everything you can think of. Whatever that child said they want to do, you put them in the room with those people and start helping them see that, no, you might not want to go to college and be a doggone engineer, but guess what? You're the best auto body mechanic in the city. And people will pay thousands to touch their car, to even tell them that they have a car.
Come on now.
So if that's what they want to do, then doggone it, create a plan. Write that plan out with your children. Literally, at night, get a piece of paper with your child. Okay, tell me what it is you want. When they start telling you, you go get the help that they need. And
That's
don't be
good.
afraid to
Yeah.
ask. Hey, my child wants to job shadow you for the next 2 weeks. Can he come? And start this process in the 9th grade, because when you're waiting to their 12th grade year, they don't have time to figure out what they want. So if you put him in the room with this auto body guy and he hates it, then that means he don't want to do it. And then you do the next thing, and the same thing we do with sports. We let them try every sport until they find out, we tried soccer, and we tried baseball, and we tried football. Okay, well, did you try engineering? Did you try cosmetology? Did you take them and let them expose them to that? Just say if that's what they really want to do?
Yeah.
Then channel that energy for that. I've seen so many students going down a path that their parents want for them. And it breaks my heart because they're miserable. They come to that school and they just sitting there looking like, oh my God, I really don't want to be here. This is not what I want to do. And eventually, guess what? They drop out.
Yeah.
And they go 15 years later, they're doing something that they truly wanted to do that mom and dad wouldn't listen. So that's my two number one pearls of wisdom. One, talk to them. Two, create that plan and put them in the room for exposure. And then last, if I got to say, I'm just going to be honest, pray. Because our children change their minds just like we change ours. But you want to pray and say, God, I'm putting them in the right path that they said and that you said, and let me be the guide and the director of this. And at that moment, you start working those 3 pearls. 1, talk to them. 2, vision, plan, and 3, prayer.
It's good, Monchel. That's really good. That's really good. We'll talk to a student, just like you were saying, with telling, like, even what the parents need to do. What would you say? And I say that because, even with my son, some of the things that he said he observed, even with his peers, and he was kind of saying, at school, how school doesn't really teach you about life skills. Kind of, what to, like you saying, okay, well, this should be the next thing you're going to do. And even if you desire to go to college, even if you may not, but it's kind of, okay, so how do we do so then we get to this 17, 18 phase. We're seniors and you expect for us to just know what to do next, but we haven't been prepared for that. And so I want you to speak to that student. Just talk to him and say to him or her, I just to give them some type of comfort, but give them pearls of wisdom, but definitely say, okay, well, this could be the next thing that you do next. This can be your next step.
I would definitely tell that student that if you've definitely tried everything you know to try, you really hadn't done the homework or know exactly what it is you want to do, I would definitely tell you immediately to start doing some job shadowing. Whether it be job shadowing, whether it be just calling, setting up interviews with these people around the city that they want to do. That's what I would do, because whoever the child, they're right. They're not getting those life skill trainings in school. They're driving home academics, but they're not dealing with the holistic approach, which means you are really dealing with this child and their talents and their gifts.
Yes.
So that child sometimes don't even know what gifts and talents are in them until they're 17 and 18. And now it's like, oh, tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you want to do. What do you want to do? Everybody's asking them that question.
Yeah.
But they hadn't grown. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. In the African-American community, we don't do enough grooming and mentoring.
Yes.
On the opposite side, I'm not giving no one race credit. But if you look at those convenience stores, those Indians, I'm telling you, their children are being groomed from 7, 8, 9, and 10. And they're asking, what do you want to do? Chemistry? You want to do math? You want to run the business? They're having those questions. But we don't. We wait until the 11th and 12th grade. Then we bombard our children. Hey, you got to come up with something. You finna be 18. You finna be 18. You got to get out of my house. You got to do this. You got to do that. And it's like, whoa. Nobody's been talking to me since 6th grade about what I want to do.
I know,
right? All of this pressure on me. Like, right. Give me a break.
But that's true. Like all of a sudden, so it's like you get you kind of skate through from 6th grade to 12th grade, and then when you get to 12th grade, now after you've gone through middle school, which it's the discovery phase. You're kind of trying to discover. I don't even know. I'm just getting puberty or whatever, and then you get to high school, and even you start out. People say well your high school years, that's when it's really gonna count. So you want to start out and do this, and this. But when he said that too, when he was talking about like with his peers, he said a lot of us, like, Mama, we don't know, like we're kind of like, this is new for us too. So I don't really know. And then to be real, Monchel, like some of us grown, just figuring out, let's be real, like we want to put pressure on 18. I said, I look back at 18 and I was nowhere near, I feel like, where my son is in thinking, because he is a thinker. And I'm sure other children are too, where they do at least think, they have thoughts, but they're still like, everybody expects for them to do this, and this, or whatever, or, and so I was like, some of us as adults, we still figuring it out. So I'm like, why put all that pressure on the babies?
Exactly. And I'm telling you, we keep on, I tell all these parents, when you send these babies to college all stressed out and you got them all wind up and, everybody gave them the graduation party and everybody's sending them off with all the little goodies. You have put so much pressure on somebody within 3 months. All they got is May, June, and July to try to figure out something after high school. Come on now.
Right.
Be real.
I know, right?
It takes me 3 months to figure out my next move.
See?
It takes me a year. So we got to create these transitional bridge moments.
Yes.
And they got to start before the 12th grade.
That's good.
And it starts with exposure.
Yeah.
Stop cramming all this stuff on these children in the 12th grade. It's killing them. And then we wonder why they running out doing crazy stuff. They stressed out. They stressed out. They are stressed. I'm sitting here, a grown children moves, and I'm old enough to channel all this stress.
Right.
But they're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
That's deep.
And we gotta stop. We gotta stop. So that's what I would tell a scene. Calm down. It's okay. Mom and dad is a little crazy right now because they trying to prove points to people out here in the world, which they don't need to be proving anything in the world. So just calm down. They just trying to, do what they promised some lady in their office that you were going to doggone Auburn, and now you hate Auburn, and they got to keep up this whole image. So it's okay. Calm down. Mom and dad is going to calm down after July, and it'll all be over, and you'll have time to think. So that's what I would tell a 12th grader or 11th grader right now that's getting ready to make this transition out of the home. So.
Yes. Well, I thank you so much even for that, because that is so true on the heels of what you just said. Just social media is almost like it can be a blessing and not so much a blessing, because you see, everybody, even when they drop them off at school, and, you have the different pictures and things like that. And it's cool. I get it. Like, people should be proud. I'm not saying you can't be. But at the same time, I really wonder if we have those real conversations with the young people, what would they really say? Would they say that I want to be here, or this is really the path that I really wanted to go on, or am I doing this to please someone else, just so that, like you said, they could show to whomever or prove like, we got them to college, and you kind of go drop them off there. So as a whole, I just, really, even for the just all of the young people, I just want them to find their voice. I think that's one of my missions, to make sure like they have a voice, and they get to express it, and like you said, that guidance, that channeling, helping them to guide them in the direction, what's that next right move, and not just you gotta know what you're gonna do in 3 months. I mean, that's insane. So yeah.
and just to piggyback, and it's not officially launched. It's definitely in the process of being launched, but I'm starting a call thing where it says it's my future too. Mm-hmm. And the beginning of it's called Listen, It's My Future Too. And that's where students are going to be able to call in, kind of like your podcast.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to share some of this stuff. And it's going to shock some parents. It's going to be like, oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Is this what they're thinking? Oh, my God.
I know.
I thought you liked engineering. No, I never liked engineering. I like blah, blah, blah. And I think so many times we're making all these decisions for these children, but we're not listening. We're listening with our ears because we don't have a hearing aid in, but we're not listening with our heart. And
that's good.
Really processing what our children are saying. They're growing up in a town with so much uncertainty, fear. Our boys got so much fear. And it's like, how can I make decisions about my life when a cop will kill me tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Like, or there aren't any jobs. I mean, it's hopelessness. And so this podcast, I'm not sure what it's really called, but it's titled "Listen, It's My Future Too." And they're going to be sharing, like, listen to us. We're telling you what we want.
Wow.
And y'all aren't listening. So I got a heart for students. Oh,
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And I can't wait for you to launch that too. I know, it'll definitely open some eyes to, what our young people are saying. And so just giving them a platform, I think that's just beautiful. So definitely kudos and congratulations on that coming. So great job. And so we're going to move into the topic. It's called Culture Vibes, and it's really an opportunity for us to kind of touch on pop culture and some of the topics that may be trending. And so most recent, unfortunately, there was a young lady. Her name is Kenneka Jenkins, and she was 19 years old from Chicago. She was found in a hotel freezer over the weekend. And her family, pretty much they've been pressing for answers from the authorities to investigate her death. And some of the, when I was researching on it, a little bit of information, it was saying, Jenkins' body was found inside a walk-in freezer at the Crowne Plaza Hotel in Rosemont. around 12:30 a.m. on Sunday. And that's where the CBS Chicago reports this. And basically, it was also saying that her family said she went to a party at the hotel with friends late Friday night, but then went missing. They said her friends called around 4:30 a.m. on Saturday morning to say they couldn't find her, but they had her cell phone and truck keys. Teresa Martin, which is the teen's mom, she said that she tried to get hotel staff to search the surveillance videos for her missing daughter, but they said they needed a missing persons report. And so she says that the police told her to wait a few hours to see if her daughter would turn up. Some hours passed, and then eventually they were able to file their police report. And so with that, I've been hearing some different things, definitely as it relates to, of course, the friend situation. But they were saying that there was a possibility she had gotten raped. And it's just a whole bunch of things that's going around. And, of course, my heart, it goes out to the mom. But I definitely wanted to get your take just on that particular topic that's trending. And kind of what are your thoughts on that?
One, I would say, I'm just going to be honest. I'm one of those parents. I'm nosy. Because of my past, I'm always asking questions. I'm always snooping. I'm sorry, it's crazy, but I take it so serious when it comes to my children going with people. I know I'm not going to be able to protect my daughter. She's 14 right now. I'm not going to be able to protect her forever. Okay. I got to start kind of letting her get out there. But one thing I would like to say is that we got to start knowing who we're sending our children with. And I know that she went to a party, but I mean, every last one of those girls in that room, whoever she went with, I want a copy of your driver's license. I want to know who you are. I need to know what kind of car you drive. Turn around, let me take your picture before you leave. I'm taking a picture of your tag. I mean, I'm just that kind of parent, because that was I'm telling you, it was nothing but the grace of God that me and my sister didn't get raped or drugged or found in just like this, because we were in some bad spots.
Yeah.
I mean, our mother was gone Friday. She didn't come home until Monday. We were free reign.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We would be in the worst neighborhoods in our city. I've seen guys smoke crack. I've seen girls beat to a pulp. I've seen so much, and I knew it was nothing but the grace. But as parents, we got to know everything. It's time out for privacy. It's time out for partying. It's where are you, who you with? Let me come look in the room, what you doing. And I know we still can't save them. But in this, our girls got to know everybody that say that your friend is not your friend. Because there's no way you were going to get from around me and I don't know where you are. We both would have been in a freezer. Because how can you not know where I am and I'm with you?
Right.
I'm in a party. Come on.
Yeah.
So we got to start having these conversations about what does a friend look like?
Come on now.
Who is in your best interest? Everybody agreeing your face is not your friend. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So these are these conversations we got to have with our girls, because there's jealousy out here. I tell my daughter, she just won the homecoming court for her 9th grade class.
Congratulations.
Right after winning, she's been having issues.
Wow.
And I'm like, people get jealous of everything. You can be the sweetest person, but everybody is not raising their children to be nice. Everybody's not raising their children to love and be happy for our black sisters or sisters in general.
Yeah.
So that will be mine. We got to teach them what a friend look like, because I think, they thinking everybody that grin in your face is your friend. No.
Yeah. No, right. No, and I was saying, even with your baby, you would wonder why, I mean, my thing is, why not celebrate this is her moment, like celebrate that. That, to me, that's always been the thing for me, where I just said, you shine and like shine. I have this thing I always say, keep shining, shine, baby, shine, And I'm just like, I'll give kudos and props. If that's what you do and that's your lane, I'm not trying to do you, because I'm trying to do me.
Exactly.
So I don't get, I want to be the best Latasha I can be, and I don't have time. I believe I'm my own competition because I'm trying to do better than I was the day before.
Yes.
Become the better me, and really allow God to work through me. And so when other people are doing their thing, I just celebrate it. But I get it. You do have two options. You can be intimidated or inspired. And I think that sometimes, unfortunately, some people choose the intimidation, and then that turns into a lot of other things that are not positive,
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate, but definitely congratulations to your baby. So they'll just have to deal with it, because I mean, that's pretty much a whole year of that. So I mean, what?
I said, don't apologize for God's favor.
Yeah, tell her to keep a crown on. That's what she do.
Yes. And I tell her, always be the change you want to see. So however they're treating you, you model what you want to be done to you. So when the next person wins or the next person gets something, you show them how to win gracefully or lose gracefully.
That's good. That's good.
Every moment is a teachable moment. Everything we go through, life is the best teacher. Life lessons is the best teacher.
I love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're going to segue into the marriage topic. I love to talk with our guests who are married and ask them this number one question, and it is, how did you know that your husband was the one?
All right. My daughter, of course, I told you she's I got pregnant with her at 15. I'm no longer with her biological father, of course. He decided to move away and, have kids and all that. So my husband I married him at 18 years old. I was in the 11th grade. He was in the 12th grade when we met. And, of course, I had already had Weird. And one night, I used to type people papers, okay? That was one of my hustles. I would braid hair, and I could type. I've always been able to type. And so I would do all the seniors had a 12th grade essay that they had to turn in. Well, my husband don't like school, still don't like school. He said, I heard you type people papers. And I said, I do. He said, okay, well, I need you to do my paper then. I said, no problem. You pay me, I'll do your paper. So I typed his paper, whatever, and he came over. He got the paper. While I wasn't finished with his paper when he got there, because I was finishing doing somebody's hair. So when he got there, I was like, okay, I'm not really finishing the paper. If you got time, I will finish your paper if you got time to wait. He was like, okay, no problem. My daughter was crying. So he was like, you know what, let me hold her. And so I was like, no, I don't let people hold my baby. And she's a girl. I just had that whole little, it was some girls in my family that were molested by stepfathers and things like that. So we had some phobias and some crazy, generational things in my family. So I was kind of apprehensive about, somebody touching my daughter. So I kept saying, no, I got it. And he was like, no, I need you. You already paid for my paper. I'll hold the paper while you finish my paper. So he wanted his paper. Anyway, make a long story short, he held my daughter and he put her to sleep. And I was like, wow, okay.
I know, and right?
He was handsome. He was so handsome. God, he had blue greenish eyes. He was just handsome. I'm just gonna be honest. So anyway, he went on or whatever, and like I told you, I was so driven. Like I was so grown. He always said me, he's like, man, I've never seen a young girl so old. Like you got this older, nothing stops you. You get what you're gonna, you just, you're determined. And so he was older than me. Make a long story short, after that night, he just kept talking in school, and he was like, I didn't have a car, he had a car, and I got tired of riding the bus, so he started taking me home. So that moment when he put my child to sleep, and I could see this genuine, wow, this, most guys all right, ain't my baby, whatever. You better have my baby when I get back.
I know, right?
So that was it for me, and that was it for him. And he always tell me that. He said, you were always driven. It was nothing I could do to really stop you from doing what you were going to do. You just knew what you were going to do. And I knew then I could trust him with my child. Like, I was like, I don't have to worry about you touching her or mistreating her. His family always done her right. So it was more, I knew that moment that I could see myself talking to him, honestly. It was not about me. It was about her at that moment.
Right.
And he did it. He did that.
That's really awesome. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to know if you would share, some pearls of wisdom to, just single women, definitely those, who may be anxious about being married or even just desire to be married one day. What is something that you can share with them?
I would first say, because I married so early, I would first say, get happy with yourself. Learn how to love yourself. Know who you are first. Know what you like. Know what you don't like. I wouldn't advise anybody to get married prematurely like me and my husband, because we have truly grown to two people that we don't even know, honestly.
Wow.
I'm just honest. I was, 17, and now I'm 30. I'm a whole nother woman. That
right.
He's like, God, dog, who are you?
Wow.
and I'm looking at him like, who are you? Because it was always grinding. It was always sink and swim. And so when you don't know who you are and what you want, you cannot love that man. You can't love him because you don't even know what you want.
That's
so
good.
First, know who you are, know what you want, and secondly, pray. Do not do it because you're lonely and you think that's going to make you happy. I know people that are in marriages that are lonely. I've went through moments in my life with a husband right here, and I'm lonely. So don't think that having someone in your home or being married is going to make you this new happy-go-lucky person. If anything, it adds to some of the stress because now you're thinking for someone else.
Wow.
So, don't look at marriage as, it's always so happy and, it's going to make me happy if I got somebody here with me. No. Being your whole self, being okay with you and loving the person that you are. Now you can share that love you have for yourself with someone else. But until you know who you are and comfortable and content with who you are, you can't love nobody else. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. Because I'm just now learning how to love my husband. Because I know now who I am.
That's
and I
good.
can love myself. I can make myself happy. You know what I'm saying? And now
yes.
I'm able to, because loving is contagious. It's contagious. It's just like catching a cold. You love yourself and you happy and you're in a happy space, that person with you happy and in a happy space.
That's true.
You don't love yourself, you stressed out and he make you mad. You can't love that man. So why bring somebody into that miserable life? Love yourself first. Pray and ask God if that's what you're supposed to do, because marriage is something to be called. You got to be called. This right here is hard. This is not glory every day.
Wow.
Sometimes I want the man to run away. Sometimes I want to run away.
Right.
So don't look at marriage as bringing you happiness. That's a calling. That's something to show people what your faith is, because you got to have it.
Wow. That's good.
Woo.
That's good. You say, whoo. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That's as real as it gets. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, whoa. Well, we're gonna segue into our topic of mother-daughter bonds, and it definitely is a series of questions that I like to ask our guests, and it's a way to encourage more conversations among mothers and daughters, but it's definitely a way for our audience to get to know our guests even more. And so, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready.
Awesome. Well, the first question is, what has your daughter taught you about yourself?
Ooh, she has taught me patience. Okay? Patience out of this world. She's taught me that I truly have patience. I used to think I didn't. I used to think, oh man, I'm so anxious and so worried. But when things go on and everybody else think I should kill her, or I should, oh my God, that should make you just, you why did you let her? And she taught me something about myself, that I'm really stronger and more patient than I thought. Because when she do something that should make me go bananas, I can calmly sit in this chair and go, okay, let's talk. Tell me about this. Tell me how this happened. Tell me what happened. Tell me what made you make that decision. So that girl taught me that I'm stronger than I ever thought I was. I thought I was this weakling. But when I go through trials and that, and I see her, I'm like, wow, I'm really strong. I'm really patient. Like, I can't believe I handled that way.
Right.
So she's definitely taught me that about myself, that I'm stronger than I ever thought to be able to raise her and be calm and use every moment, every bad teachable moment. Everything that we go through is a teachable moment. And I don't look at it as a mistake, because it's all teaching me who I am, and it's teaching her who she is, So, yeah, that's what she taught me about myself.
Okay. The next question is, how did your relationship with your mother prepare you to become the woman that you are today?
The relationship with my mother was mostly absent. Even though she was there, she was absent. So what it taught me now is to be an intentional parent. I've had 29 jobs, and I'm 30 years old, and I'm not joking. I've literally counted them. I've had a job. And let me tell you why. If I didn't leave it, if I didn't leave it, it was always for my child. It was always when I would say, hey, I gotta go to my daughter's game, or I gotta go and she's having a bad day at school. I want to read to her class. And if they had if I just saw that they were gonna tell me no, it was over. It was like, okay, great. And I always left every job and can go back from Burger King all the way to now at Lawson State Community College. I always left right. I never just quit and just, I'm gone. I always wrote a letter, and I would say, hey, this isn't conducive for me and my children. So my mom never did that. She never showed up to my stuff. It was always in the name of work. I gotta work. I gotta work. I gotta work. So I've always lived this life of, I'm not going to spend a lot of money. I'm going to do my own hair. I'm always going to live this life that at any moment, if I got to leave this job, I need enough cushion to leave. Because I'm going to go when it comes to my children. You're not going to tell me I'm not going to see about my children. So my mother taught me how to be an intentional parent, and she wasn't even there, because I always promised myself. I said a job, a man, a car, some hair, clothes, nothing will ever, I will have to say no to them to say yes to this. To say no to them and say yes to this stuff, no, I won't do it. So I live a sacrificial life because I saw my mom never sacrifice us. Any of the stuff that I had, she couldn't come. It was like, Monchel, I gotta work. And then that's why I stopped trying in school. I was like, forget it. Don't nobody else care. And then when I had to go clean up that house, I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna be you. Oh no, I'm not gonna do this. So that's how my mom's parenting skills taught me, the type of parent that I am today. That's what she taught me. How to say yes to my children.
Okay. What book most influenced you?
Definitely the Bible.
Okay.
The Bible. It definitely did. The reason why, I made several mistakes in my life. I made mistakes in my marriage. I made mistakes as a teen, and I've made so many mistakes that I'm not proud of. And so the Bible, when I read about that woman when they was going to stone her, and they was going to and he said, everybody right now, Jesus said, the first one without sin, throw the stone. And so that story, a lady read to me because I had did something wrong, and it tore me up. It made me want to go up under a rock. And that Bible, she read that story to me. She said, Monchel, these folks can't do nothing to you. Everybody that you see that was born in the sin of iniquity. might not know their sin. They never tell you. But all of us are imperfect. And so nobody can judge you on that. So you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you move forward. And you use those moments, those mistakes, to be, a teacher. Teach people, be transparent, because folks messed up anyway. So that Bible is definitely the most influential book in my life, and I keep it close to my heart.
Okay. What question do you wish more people would ask you?
Oh, that's deep. I would say how education could truly bring them wealth. Like, I want them to ask me, like, tell me, Monchel, how can I use education to get me out of poverty and to bring wealth for my family? Not a degree. I never said a degree. I said education. I want people to ask me that question. How to take education and flip it a million different ways to make them money.
Do we have time for you to answer that question? Woo! Is it gonna be about 5 minutes? You got 5. Is it gonna take this long? Look, I might need to do a side note. I'll ask you later, but that'll be yes, and thank you. Part 2. Look. Also, well, what is something that every woman should try once in her lifetime?
Telling somebody that she loves, like that she just really wants to please them, and she just always saying yes to them. Tell them no, and don't be apologetic. Like, no,
that's a good word.
I think that's the strongest thing I've ever done in my life is tell somebody that I looked up and admired, and they were just, they just knew I admired them, and I told them no. Oh, that took courage, because I wanted to please them. I wanted to please them. And I said, no, I'm not, and I didn't have anything to do that day. I said, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. And it was like total quiet. Like, I'm like, hello, okay. I'm like, wow.
That's
I
deep.
said no. And they really, I said no.
Wow.
So I think every woman should have that moment where they finally take the reins back of their life and stop being a yes, and really mean it and put themselves first. And like, no, I don't have anything to do today, but I really want to sit down and just read my doggone book for an hour and take my Moscato and have a sip. And I don't owe you an explanation. No,
that's good.
I'm not going to do that.
That's good. Wow. Well, what would you say to a woman with a broken heart?
I would say keep pushing, because you're going to have more of it. So, get over it. I'm serious. I'm so serious. Get over it. Because life, that's just it. I mean, there are miserable people out there. They're going to hurt you. But at the end of the day, just remember this. He's always going to give you strength to get through whatever he put in your path, or he wouldn't have never even put it in your path. He would have never let that happen to you if he didn't think you were strong enough to take care of it. So get used to it. It happens. Don't take it personal. People hurt people. So stop looking for hurt people. Get a radar. Your inner something in you should say, hey, this is a hurt person. Now, I got to believe them. Whatever they show me, I got to believe it, because that person's hurt. So why even deal with them?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. Like, you need to have discernment to say, if this person's hurt, he's going to hurt me. Or if she's hurt, she's going to hurt me. So don't get involved with a hurt person. You can't fix anybody.
Yeah.
Believe people when they show you. And know that's it. I mean, I'm just being honest. People are going to hurt you, because they're just people wired like that. They hurt. So get over it. Move forward. Put your radar on. Start looking at people. Ask questions. Anybody that come in your life, just start asking them some questions. Like, look, So what was this? What was this? What was it? Oh, you hurt. You know what? Let me get out your past. I gotta get out your past.
Right.
Because you gonna hurt me.
That's good. No, that's good. Well, what superpower would you like to have?
Oh, I would love a superpower would be, and God, this is a great question. Man, I love your question.
Thank you.
One superpower is I would love to help people forgive. If I could just take a magic wand and just go ding, and that person forgive that person, because what it do, it frees them.
Yeah.
And they can live, they can breathe again, they can smile again, they can have that child's cheerful laugh. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But when people carry around unforgiveness, I'm telling you, it messes up everything. It messes up your money, it messes up your relationship, it messes up your children, rearing your children, because you constantly, that thing is over you. Oh, man, they did such. Oh, man, if I could just, I won't do it for myself sometimes. Like, oh, Lord, I wish I could just forgive this person for doing this and move forward and be happy again, because everything boils back down to that. Forgiving. You forgive the boss for lying. Forgive the boss for not giving you the promotion. Forgive the husband for cheating. Forgive the wife for cheating. If you can forgive them and move forward and it never happened, oh, man, you're in a beautiful child state life. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Okay.
Oof.
Good stuff. That's good. What's the most important lesson you've learned in the last year?
The most important lesson. Do what I want to do because it don't matter anyway.
Okay.
Do what I want to do because it does not matter anyway. And what I mean by that is stop overthinking things and just do it. Like, nothing's going to be perfect, Monchel. Like, this whole podcast thing that I wanted to do, what listen is my future too. You know how many times I told you with that in my head? I'm like, just do it.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna make us a call, put 7 kids on you, and just talk.
Yeah. No, that's
like,
real.
Just do it.
Yeah, just
That's
do
the
it.
biggest lesson. And when I started my companies, I had so much like, oh my God, if I do this, I ain't got enough money. Oh my Lord, I'm broke. I ain't got enough money in the bank. Oh, don't ask that person. Just do it. Because people don't know when you mess up unless you tell them you messed up.
That's good.
Just do it. Just do it. And let it work itself out.
I love it.
And call it rebranding.
I know.
I
love it.
Rebranding.
Yeah. Yes, and there it is. Look. Well, if you could talk to one person from history, who would it be and why?
I would definitely talk to Martin Luther King. And I want to ask him, and the reason I want to talk to him would be, would you do what you did all over again when you see that it really, like you sacrificed your life and you left your children back here and you left your wife and you did all this stuff for humanity and we're still going through some of the same things? Would you sacrifice your life to help those that don't even care one bit about what you did?
Okay.
He would definitely be the one I would ask that question.
Wow, that's deep. Okay. Well, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to segue into the topic about community service, and I love to give our guests an opportunity to tell our audience about ways you're giving back to the community.
Okay, I'm giving back because I offer a free teen parenting for both. The teen mom and the teen dad. Because Tim sacrificed a lot. Even though he wasn't Lyria's biological father, he sacrificed a lot. You know, he worked 2 jobs from as long as, you know, I can remember we've been married. He's worked 2 jobs. And, you know, there were times he wanted to go out to the club and he wanted to have fun and all this. But guess what? He was sitting here helping me get through school and helping the daughter that wasn't even biologically his, and doing an amazing job at it. And there were some things that he'd say. He was like, man, I tell him, boy, now, look, don't, I know you want a girlfriend or whatever, but, man, live your life first and then go. And I tell girls the same thing. You don't know what love is. So
right.
I offer that, and it's virtual. All they got to do is I'll send them a link. They hit the link on their cell phone. They see me. They see the other girls. It's a secure group. It's not broadcast everywhere. It's a lot of people from my community back when you follow that knew me, that knew I was a teen mom. And so I left there, moved here, and so I'm not there with them. But virtually, they click the link. We see each other once a week. They tell me what's going on. Some of the girls want to do it, individually. So we'll do it individually after the group session. And I help them. I tell them about school, tell them about Bowden, tell them about some of the issues that me and Tim had. And I'm telling them, look, just because you a teen mom to me, you got an excuse now.
That's good.
Excuse is over.
No, that's real.
That one for you. You can't even use that one no more.
Right. No, that's real. That's good. Awesome. Perfect. Well, we're going to segue into the faith topic, and this is an opportunity for you to share your faith and how your faith was tested and how you came through it. And this is definitely to encourage our audience.
Perfect. I live by a motto called faith, focus, and finish. What I mean by faith is that I was the first person in my home to actually get a degree. And so I had to step out on some things that were, my mom went to work, That's what she talks about. She went to work. And so when I said I want to go to college, it was like, girl, wait now, you still got this baby, you still got to do such and such. And, so stepping out, doing something different, it's hard because you're trying to, work against what's generational, And so my faith definitely had to work when there were times where I didn't think school was working. I'm like, oh, Lord. Ooh, I see my friend got the new car. I see my friend got this. And, I'm still sitting here at school trying to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So that faith, you definitely got to jump out there and do something that you hadn't seen your family do. I'm a first generational entrepreneur for my family. Nobody in my family started a business. So I'm having to do a lot of things like that. And so I know that if I didn't have that strong foundation of crazy faith, I knew I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing now. And I know it's favor, divine connections. It's him. I know it's him. Can't anybody tell me it's not him?
Yeah.
So I'm truly now, people say, I'm not going to speak of religion because of, no, I tell you, I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe it. I'm a Christian. I believe it. I know without it, I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So truly, you got to have that foundation.
That's good. Awesome. Well, we're going to segue into our closing segment, and it's called Matters of the Heart Moment. And so the first question is, if you had the opportunity to speak to your 4-year-old self, what would you say to her?
Close your mouth and do more listening. Because I promise you, I've always been talking. My whole mom said came out talking. And I wasn't just talking. I was using profanity as a little girl. Like,
okay.
I'm telling you, I came from to see me now, you ask teachers and stuff like that, they be like, Lord, this is great. This girl is. So I would tell my 4-year-old self, shut your mouth.
Okay. All right. Well, who inspires you?
Who inspired me the most?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, I got to just say one person?
How many do you have?
Woo! Lately, a lot. Well, I would say the first person that inspired me was my Aunt Laura.
Okay.
She moved away right after high school. She got out of there, and she has a doctorate degree. She was married. Her children, had all her children had the same father, and they had the little house. It just looked so doggone perfect. I'm like, wow. When I grow up, I'm gonna have a husband. I'm gonna have children. I'm going to be available to my kids. I'm going to have a good job. And she inspired me. And then lately, I'm going to be honest, it shifted to my mother. Because I saw my mother do something that, my aunt had a support system. She had a husband. She went through school and didn't have kids as young. She didn't have any really obstacles,
Yeah.
And then you got this woman here that's working 3 jobs, trying to get her kids together. My brother's never been to prison, and my sister's doing really well now. My brother's in college now, and I look, I'm like, wow. And those same family members that had their life together, are really not doing much right now. And we were the black sheep of the family. Now my mom did that.
Wow.
Was God first, and by herself. Nobody was coming to get us. Nobody would keep us and make sure we had, decent food when we got home. We didn't have a grandmother. We didn't have anybody stopping by checking on us. It was just her and us. And it inspires me now that I'm up here by myself with no family support. I'm like, man, she did this with no help. I'm talking about not one of her baby daddies gave her child support or came and checked on us and made sure we were healthy. And she did it.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm so proud of her. Cause I'm just so proud. And so, it was my aunt, but now I'm like, girl, you had it easy. I'm looking at somebody that didn't have nothing, Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely my mother. My mother is definitely my inspiration.
I love it. Awesome. Well, what is the best pearls of wisdom that you have ever received?
The best pearls of wisdom that I ever received, I would truly say it was from Tierra Destiny Reed over in Atlanta, Georgia. And during one of my darkest moments, I was just oh God, depressed. But she said to me, I made a comment. I said, little old me, why would you want to, partner with little old me? And she reached back out to me and she said, little old you. She's like, girl, you are amazing. You're awesome. Like the stuff that you've done. Oh my God, And the wisdom was, Monchel, you are enough. Why are you looking to all these other people to get inspiration? You should be inspiring yourself. Like, you're awesome. You're great because of just who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, God didn't make any mistakes when He made you. And when you went through the things you went through, you are enough. And that was the best wisdom. Woo!
I love it. That's
just beautiful. Put something in me, and I won't turn around. I won't turn around.
That's good. That's good. You are enough. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, are there any last minute comments that you wanted to share?
No. Your questions were amazing. My Jesus. You are definitely the next Oprah.
Oh, I'll take that. I love it. Oh, thank you so much. You're too kind. No, you're amazing. You really are.
Thank you, Monchel. Make you dig deep. That was awesome.
Thank you, Monchel. Thank you so much, Monchel. I appreciate you for, just being with us and sharing with us, and definitely sharing your kind, encouraging words. I receive them genuinely, for real. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. And our goal at the Flora Pearl Foundation is to always be a blessing to all of those that we come in contact with by operating with the spirit of excellence. I want to thank you all so much for listening today. And you can visit our website at www.florapearlfoundation.org. We look forward to spending time with you all each week, and we will talk to you soon.